Today, we're looking up at the exact same sky, but through two totally different lenses. We are going to dive into the fascinating worlds of Vedic and Western astrology. These are two ancient systems that both search for meaning up in the cosmos, but as you'll see, they find some very, very different answers.
For as long as we've been human, we've looked to the stars for answers. And that curiosity created these incredibly complex cosmic maps, just like the one you're looking at right now. This is the Surya Yantra, an ancient Vedic symbol for the sun. It's just this beautiful reminder of how our ancestors saw the universe as this deeply interconnected whole.
All right, so you definitely know your zodiac sign, right? Maybe you're a proud Leo, a super organized Virgo, or a diplomatic Libra. But what if I told you that in another equally ancient system, your sign is, well, probably completely different? What if that astrological identity you've known your whole life isn't the only one you've got?
To really get how that's even possible, we got to go back to the beginning. Because here's the thing, both Eastern and Western astrology started with the exact same goal, to decode the patterns written in the stars and figure out our place in that big cosmic story.
And this search wasn't just happening in one place. Nope. Systems of astrology were popping up all over the ancient world. Egypt, Babylonia, India, you name it. They all shared this common ancestry, this universal need to map the heavens. But over time, their paths split, leading to two really distinct ways of reading the exact same sky.
Okay, so let's start with the system most of us know best, Western astrology. To get why it's so different from the Vedic system, we first have to wrap our heads around its most basic, fundamental idea.
And here it is, the key to the whole thing. Western, or what's called tropical astrology, isn't really about the distant constellations. Not really. It's all about our planet's relationship with our sun and the cycle of seasons that this dance creates.
So how's that work? Well, you can think of the tropical zodiac as a kind of symbolic seasonal calendar. The starting gun for the whole zodiac year is the exact moment of the vernal equinox, the first day of spring. And that point in the sky, no matter what, is always called the first degree of Aries. From there, the other big signs are locked into the other seasonal turning points. Cancer kicks off summer, Libra starts the fall, and Capricorn begins winter. It's a system based 100% on that Earth-Sun relationship.
All right, now let's flip the script. Let's turn our attention to Vedic astrology and see how a completely different perspective changes absolutely everything. We're shifting our gaze away from the seasons here on Earth and looking way out, to the distant stars of the galaxy. The Vedic system, which is also called the Sidereal Zodiac, has a totally different anchor point. It isn't tied to the seasons of our planet at all. Instead, it's anchored to the actual observable positions of the constellations in the night sky, what we call the fixed stars.
And this is where it all clicks into place. Just look at the foundation. Western is based on seasons, Vedic is based on the stars. That means the Western zodiac is movable. It resets every single spring. But the Vedic zodiac is fixed, forever tied to the constellations. This gives it this vast, eternal, space-oriented feel, while the West's is much more focused on time and the progress of a single year.
So, why? Why are they different? Well, it all comes down to this tiny astronomical thing called the precession of the equinoxes. The easiest way to think about it is like a spinning top. You know how it has that little slow wobble as it spins? Earth does that too, on its axis. And because of that wobble, the two zodiacs, which were actually aligned about 2,000 years ago, have been slowly drifting apart ever since. This brings up a really important question, right? Is one of these systems right and the other one wrong? Not at all. The reason they both exist is that they're designed to be different kinds of maps, for totally different kinds of journeys.
And this quote from the author David Frawley just nails it. He says, "Tropical astrology is really solar astrology, all about our life here on Earth, powered by the sun. And sidereal astrology is cosmic astrology, focused on our place in the much, much wider universe."
So let's break that down. Western or solar astrology is amazing for exploring your psychology, your personality, how your character develops in this lifetime. But Vedic or cosmic astrology, it's way more focused on things like karma and the soul's long journey across many lifetimes. It's trying to measure our connection to the entire galaxy, not just our sun.
Yeah, in Vedic thought, the sun and moon are so much more than just a star and a rock. They're seen as these divine cosmic forces, or grahas.
They're almost like living beings that act as a bridge between our little lives down here and the huge, sprawling cosmos up there.
So what does all that wobbling and drifting actually add up to today? Well, the two zodiacs are now out of sync by about 24 degrees. Now that might not sound like a lot, but in astrological terms, that is massive. It's almost an entire zodiac sign.
So here it is, the big reveal. What does this actually mean for you? Because of that 24-degree shift, if you calculate your chart using the Vedic system, your sun sign is almost certainly the one that comes right before your Western sign. So, if you've spent your whole life as an Aquarius, in Vedic astrology, you're probably a Capricorn. If you're an Aries, you're likely a Pisces. Kind of wild, right?
But to really get Vedic astrology, you have to understand it's so much more than just a different calculation. It's part of this incredibly deep philosophical and spiritual tradition.
The actual Sanskrit name for it is Jyotish, and that literally translates to the science of light. It's understood as the study of how all the light from the cosmos, from stars, the sun, the planets, influences every single thing on Earth, living and non-living. And this is so important. Jyotish doesn't stand alone. It's woven into this huge, interconnected system of knowledge. It's a sister science to Ayurveda, the science of medicine and health, and yoga, the science of spiritual practice. The idea is that together, they form a complete, holistic guide to living a balanced and meaningful life. So in the end, we're not left with the question of which system is right, but which one offers the perspective you need right now. Are you looking for a map of your psychological self in this life? That's the solar map. Or are you looking for a map of your soul's journey through the cosmos? That's the cosmic map. Two different lenses for two different journeys, all looking at one beautiful, mysterious sky.